So, um, let's talk about the ICJ ruling for this. South Africa won the case that they brought to the ICJ um to about the what Israel is doing in Palestine with the genocide. They won. So sorry, we were just waiting on the ruling. So the ruling dropped, which was like a week ago, but I'm just getting to it. So they laid out 6 points to where Israel must adhere to. But here's big news: the Ugandan judge make headlines globally when she voted against every single point that was charged by Israel. All 6 charges she voted against it. Which meant she dissent, which means vote against. But we give a little backstory on her. Miss Julia. She is a very brilliant judge. Let me tell you, let's give her that. She's she have doctorates and masters and all kind of degrees, which she got in England. So she's a Western judge, which means even though she's African, she got her education in the West, and she grew up, not grew up, she lived in England, went to school there for years, get a doctorate. She was honored and all that, and then she went to Sierra Leone and was a judge there until she get the position she has now. The first black female judge on the circuit. But she was very disappointing when it come on to this ruling. So let's get into it. The 6 points that was laid out. I'm gonna go through them, and then I'm gonna give my thoughts on it a little, and then Uganda distanced themselves from what this judge did, the Ugandan judge, and also the diplomat of Uganda, and also he's a diplomat and he's also the representative at the UN. Send out a tweet, but before I get to the tweet, let's go to the points first. Put it up. One. Let's get into it. Here we go. The court ordered Israel to take all measures within its power to prevent the commission of all acts within the scope of the UN Convention on Genocide, referring to protecting Palestine civilians. The court said Israel should work to prevent killing members of the group, causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group, deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in parts, and imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group. This our 17 judge voted on this. 15 was for, 2 was against. It was the judge from Israel and the Ugandan judge. So this is saying that everything that they're doing now, they're dropping the bombs indiscriminately, which means just firing bombs in whether it's civilians, destroying hospitals, firing into camps, that's illegal, and that's fall under the umbrella of genocide. But the Ugandan judge voted against that, which was mind-boggling. I could understand the Israeli judge because she's from Israel, so I should find a soft spot. Let's get to number 2. The court ordered Israel to ensure with immediate effect that its military does not commit any acts described in the point above. Again, same 15-2 vote, 15 for, 2 against. And so this is just a reaffirming of what they said in part 1. It's about indiscriminately causing bodily harm, mental anguish. Like not what they call it again? What's the name of it? Psychological warfare. That should be prohibited, which means it cause mental anguish to people, which is very dangerous. It's like killing a person. So let's put up number 3 and we go through it. The court said Israel shall take all measures within its power to prevent and punish the direct and public incitement to commit genocide in retaliation. No, sorry, in relations to members of the Palestinian group in the Gaza Strip. So this is saying like you can't just fire because you have, let's say for instance, you have a group of say 20 people over there, and in that 20 group you have one um bad person who you're looking for. You cannot fire and kill all 21 of them in this just like that without. You have to try to get that one person that by just harming all 20 just to get that one. So that's what they're talking about in that. Let's talk about number 4. Let's put it up. Israel was ordered to take immediate and effective measures to enable the provision of urgently needed basic services and humanitarian assistance to address the adverse conditions of life faced by Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. So this is basically saying you cannot stop them from getting provision. This means like food and water, going to the go if they get injured to go and get um, medicated by the hospital because they did blow up a hospital, which means you kill all those who was inside. Um, Even if they had insurgents inside, they still had majority of who was there was people who was hurt and they were seeking medical aid. That's illegal to do in any country in any war. Okay, let's continue to number 5. And before I go any further, that was 16. That was a 16-1 vote. The Israeli judge voted for this provision, while the Ugandan judge voted for it. So you see, even the Israeli judge is saying you cannot fire on a hospital. You cannot hurt people who are seeking provision, who needed water or food. You cannot take it away from them out of persecution, basically. So if a, if some people are in a camp, they cannot block food from them and water. These basic necessities is illegal. So let's continue. The court ordered Israel to take effective measures to prevent the destruction and ensure the provision of evidence related to allegations of acts within the scope of the relevant articles in the Genocide Convention. This was a 15-2 vote again, 15 for, 2 against the Israeli judge and the Ugandan judge, Miss Julie. So what they're saying here is you cannot destroy evidence purposely while carrying out a war because you don't want people, the investigators to come in after the fact and figure out what went wrong, what did you do, how you go about it, stuff like that. Like evidence, don't destroy evidence because destroying evidence in any country is always illegal. Last point. The court said Israel shall submit a report to the court to all measures taken to give effect to this order within 1 month as from the date of this order approved. So, here what we learn here. This is saying that hold on, let me reread this. The submit to report the court to measurements in order to when 1 month as from the date. Oh, so what they were saying is everything that's been said here has to be put into effect within a month or else. I don't know what the or else would be because I don't know if they can really do anything but enforce it because they can be ignored if they need because they have the backing of the US and anybody who has the backing of the US, they don't know how that goes already. So what do we learn at the end of this? One, the Ugandan judge voted against every single provision put forth. Two, the Israeli judge voted for 2 provisions. That means she do agree with what is going on is wrong. Even an Israeli judge who is born and raised in Israel, she's now a judge on the ICJ. She says what they're doing is not right. So if she can come to the conclusion, why is this judge, female judge, is um sorry. So um listen to what now the the Ugandan government with totally disown her. They basically say she has nothing. What she said has nothing to do with us. We are not. She's not a part of us, and she's not a part of us, and we're not a part of her. But listen to the snippet that as I said earlier, the diplomat of Uganda to the UN. Listen to what he said. Let's put this up on the screen so we can get to it. 1 minute. Bear with me. Here we go. Justice Sebutinde, ruling at the International Court of Justice, does not represent the government of Uganda position on the situation in Palestine. She has previously voted against Uganda's case on DRC. Uganda's support for the plight of the Palestinian people has been expressed through Uganda's voting pattern at the UN nation, at the United Nations, UN, same thing. So even her country of birth say disavow her. So no, this has nothing to do with us. What she's saying have nothing at all, no bearing on us. So I could understand that. But I even have some life experiences with this. And this is the conclusion I've come to. And this is a global thing. Um, Black educated people tends to look down on other black people because when they are highly educated like this judge and you're black and you go into the white circle, you get invited to their country club, you get to go to parties with them, like private parties, you get to go, so it's like you're surrounded by that lifestyle. And your education was from them. So you tend to get brainwashed over time. Most times, most educated blacks look down on blacks, and not only look down, they even go more harder on us than the whites do. Because it's like they have to prove themselves, that they have to prove that they are anti-black to stick with the white crowd. So whatever a white person do, they double and triple whatever they do or say. And I'm gonna give an example. I went to an office. I'm not gonna say which office because I don't want to get in trouble by naming an office. I went to this office. I was doing some documents, legal documents that I needed to help me in a situation. Not illegal, I mean like document wise to travel. And I went by this office, and if you let's say you have 10 people inside, two is white, the next eight of them is black and local. And would you believe I've seen, whenever we go by the offices, I have a lot of people there, and I've seen these local black people like me and you treat other black people like dirt, like they are dogs. They talk to them, they yell at them, they scream at them. I even seen where they make a grown man cry, like tears literally running down in public. They make women, I'm talking about grandmothers, cry the way how they speak and handle and talk to other black people. So, would you believe that is the two white guy that was there, a white guy and a white lady, an older white guy and an older white lady, and they are after I get rejected multiple times by the same my own people. They not rejected. They put me through hell. They give me all kind of hope to jump through. And the one time I went by the white guy, he asked me the question, why haven't you gotten through with this and this and this? I'm saying, well, I've been told to bring this and get that. And she said, but no, all of that you don't need. You just need this. And I get through right away. Because he just look at the people and say, okay, this is how you are qualified, boom, here you go. But my own, my own color put me through, let me spend unnecessary money. Let me have to bring things I don't need just because they can. And it happened multiple times to different, I've heard stories from other people who, when you have a black person that's of your skin color, your nationality, tend to be in a high position in our company where there's most white people, that black person have to go even harder on black people just to impress their white colleagues. It happens on a daily basis. So anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. So, guys, let me know what you think about this. Hit me up in the comment section as always. Tell a friend, like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't know that works? Let me talk. Have a discussion. Boom.